There was a woman who made a single decision that would shape the future of entire nations. Not kings, not warriors, a woman at a well. She was not famous, she was not powerful, but without her, Israel would never exist as we know it. And yet her story is one of the most controversial in the Bible, because she didn't just follow destiny, she helped force it into reality. This is the story of Rebekah, the woman who changed everything forever.
Thousands of years ago, in the ancient land of Mesopotamia, a young woman named Rebekah lived an ordinary life. She came from a respected family, a life surrounded by tradition, structure, and expectation. But something about Rebekah was different. She wasn't passive. She wasn't slow to act. She moved with purpose, even before she knew her purpose. Every day, she went to the well. A simple routine, but in history, the most ordinary places often become the birthplace of destiny. And on one ordinary day, everything changed.
A traveler arrived.
An old servant named Eliezer, with 10 camels and a prayer in his heart. He wasn't just traveling, he was searching. A wife for Isaac, the son of promise. And he prayed a very specific prayer, that the chosen woman would not only offer him water, but also water his camels. A task so massive, it was almost impossible. But before he even finished praying, Rebekah appeared.
She walked down to the well, lifted her jar, and drew water like she had done 1,000 times before. Eliezer stepped forward. "Please, give me a drink." And without hesitation, she did. But what happened next would define her entire life. She said something unexpected. "I will draw water for your camels too." And she did. Not a small task, not a symbolic gesture, but hours of exhausting labor. Back and forth, bucket after bucket, for 10 camels, while Eliezer watched, stunned, because this wasn't just kindness, this was character under pressure. And in that moment, he knew this was the answer to his prayer. He gave her gifts of gold and asked the question that would change everything. Whose daughter are you? That night, everything changed. Eliezer explained the mission. Isaac, the covenant, the promise, the journey. And Rebekah listened. But this wasn't just a story. It was a call to leave everything behind. Her home, her family, her entire world, and go with a stranger to marry a man she had never met. The next morning, her family tried to delay it. 10 more days. Just wait. Just think. But destiny doesn't always wait. And then they asked her directly, "Will you go with this man?" A moment of silence. A moment that held generations. And she answered, I will go. 3 words. But those 3 words shifted the course of biblical history. Because Rebekah didn't just accept a journey. She stepped into a future she could not see.
Across deserts, under burning sun, through endless silence, Rebekah traveled toward Isaac, not knowing what awaited her, not knowing who he truly was, only trusting what she believed was divine direction. And then she saw him, a man walking alone in a field at sunset. Isaac,
Quiet, reflective, waiting. And in that moment, something unspoken happened. 2 destinies finally meeting. Isaac loved her, and for the first time in his life, he was comforted. It was not just a marriage, it was healing. It was fulfillment. It was promise becoming reality. But the story was far from over. Years passed, and silence followed. No children, no answers, just waiting. In a world where a woman's worth was measured by motherhood, Rebekah carried shame, confusion, and unanswered prayer. But Isaac prayed for her, and after 20 long years, something finally happened. She became pregnant. But it was not peaceful. It was violent inside her. Something was wrong. So she cried out to God, and God answered. 2 nations are in your womb. 2 peoples will be separated. The older will serve the younger. This was not just a pregnancy. This was prophecy. Esau was born first, strong, wild, untamed. Jacob came next, holding his brother's heel. And from that moment, division entered the family. Rebekah loved Jacob. Isaac favored Esau. And what began as prophecy slowly became tension, then deception, then irreversible decisions. Because one day, Isaac prepared to give the blessing. But Rebekah remembered what God had said. The older will serve the younger. And she made a choice. A dangerous choice. A controversial choice. She helped Jacob receive the blessing meant for Esau. And when Esau discovered it, the family broke. A son fled. A mother lost him. And nothing would ever be the same again. Rebekah's story is not simple. She is not perfect. She is not easy to define. She is faith mixed with fear, belief mixed with control, obedience mixed with human error. But through it all, God's promise still moved forward. Because even flawed people can still be part of divine history. And maybe that is the most powerful part of her story. that God doesn't only work through perfection, He works through people willing to move. So the question remains, if God called you today, would you say the same words Rebekah did? I will go.